How do you build a great next season of your life? And looking back now over many, many years of helping people on this journey, sitting here and starting with the conversation, tell me your whole story. I have all the time there is. How could I summarize it for you? And obviously each of these elements you could drill down deeper on, but let me just give you a few minutes of here's what I would do differently, or here's how I would go through it if I were starting in my 30s or 40s to really think about the next season, or even in this season to think from 60 to 80. The first is I would get clear. And based on that clarity, I would get free. I would declutter my life, cut the low value stuff out. And the third is I would get going. Get started. And as you get started, you gain more clarity. Getting clear is about understanding what you really want in life and who you really are, what your purpose is. You know, there was a French poet who wrote that when you discover your destiny, if you don't follow it, it follows you like an accusing shadow. So what is that one thing or several things that you were created to do that you can't outrun, that will follow you, that you can't not do? So getting clear starts with, what do you really want in your life? If it all turned out, and it turned out perfectly, how would you know? I remember one day I went into my mentor's office and we were chit-chatting. He said, you know, Lloyd, you've told me over the years about your 5-year plan and your 5-year goals, but you've never told me to what end. Where are these goals taking you? You might be zigging and zagging, following short-term goals around without real clarity about the long term. And so he said to me, you need to sit down and spend time this summer thinking about, if your life turned out perfectly, what would the elements be? Now, I've carried the answer to that in my wallet here every day since then. And it's a simple little piece of paper. You see how it's gotten yellow over time? These are the 6 long-term metrics of my life. This is what, let's suppose 30 years from now at 93, you and I are sitting on a bench and you say to me, Lloyd, those 30 years went so fast. How did it go for you? And suppose I look off in the distance and then I think about it and I look back at you and I've scrolled down in the back of my mind and I say to you, you won't believe it, it went perfectly. Now, this is not about control, but here are the 6 metrics for me. I've gotten really clear on these and they've stood the test of time. For more than 20 years, they've been a plumb line in my life. I would have worshiped God every day. I would have become someone who gives liberally or extravagantly. I would have deep, intimate relationships. I would make a leveraged impact as a thought leader, advancing God's kingdom. I would stay in top shape physically, and I'd spend my life surrounded by beauty. Those are not right for everybody. Those are definitely right for me. I've gotten clear on what I want long term. And then get clear on your mission. Get clear on your purpose here in this planet. And with that clarity, you can start saying no to things. The purpose of a mission statement is it's a filter to let you say no to things that are good, but are the enemy of the best. And it enables you to start to find freedom to just pursue intentionality, but trusting God that you don't have to insist on control.